Right now in Good Morning Northwest, thousands of pallets up in flames in just minutes at a business in Pasco. What the owner says happened.
Police say a young man is suffering life-threatening injuries after he was hit by gunfire while driving. We have the story.
And a deputy city clerk is arrested after police say she lied about being robbed while trying to deposit $22,000 of city money.
And yesterday was a seasonal day, but today is going to be much hotter. I'll tell you what that means for fire impact coming up.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Tuesday, June 25th.
And we're continuing to track the Slide Ranch fire near White Swan. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth joins us now with an update.
Josh, this fire has forced evacuations and destroyed homes in the area. Are we seeing any improvement as far as containment goes?
Yes, we are. As the containment yesterday morning was 0%, now we officially do have some containment on this. Thankfully, this is still the only big fire on the map at this point. It is, of course, the Slide Ranch fire that's burning in Yakima County. Containment's gone up to 20%, so that's the good news. Again, yesterday it was 0%, now up to 20%. Definitely some good progress there. Also, the evacuation levels have all been reduced down to level 1. You can find a full list of those online at applevalleyNewsNow.com. But later today, temperatures go up. That means a higher fire risk, and I'll tell you what that means for fire danger coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Josh. And we are taking a look into major fires that have started across the region.
Riley Fitzgerald joins us in studio this morning. Riley, what can you tell us about the fire that affected the White Swan community?
Good morning, you two. 16 homes were destroyed and 3,000 acres, as Josh mentioned, were scorched in the Slide Ranch fire, but progress is being made. It was first reported on Saturday morning. Level 3 go now evacuations were issued for parts of the community, and by Sunday morning, dozens of homes and businesses were destroyed, including power poles. The state of Washington's request for a federal fire management assistance grant was approved by FEMA. This authorization makes FEMA funding available to pay 75% of the state's eligible firefighting costs. The grants do not provide assistance to individual homes or business owners and does not cover other infrastructure damage caused by the fire.
Me and my buddy came up this way because he has a family friend up here that has cows up here, and before we could even get to where his place was, it was already coming towards us in the wind, and it was not stopping whatsoever.
As far as the evacuation level, it's now at level 1 and still no word on how the blaze started. And several fire agencies responded to a massive fire at a Pasco pallet shop yesterday morning. The owner of Tri-City Pallets says he doesn't think he can reopen. The owner, Evaristo Sanchez, is blaming the city after fire crews arrived to find the nearest fire hydrants were not working. One city councilman says he's looking into the situation. Sanchez says he had about 60 to 70,000 pallets at his business and doesn't know how many made it through the fire. The Pasco Fire Department says part of an outbuilding were destroyed, along with 5 semi-truck trailers and multiple rows of stacked pallets and power lines. The Pasco Fire Department says there were no injuries and the cause is still under investigation. Fire officials say that because of all the piled up wood from the pallets, they will be monitoring the area these next couple of days. And emergency services were called out to Skipper's Seafood and Chowder restaurant in Kennewick yesterday morning for a grease fire. According to the Kennewick Fire Department, an employee was getting ready to open up the shop right around 10:45 when the vent hood suppression system above the deep fryer went off. This caused heavy smoke, but according to officials, the suppression system did its job. There was minimal damage and no one was injured. KFD says it may take several days for Skipper's to open back up. So you can find all of these reports along with continuing fire coverage on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. Jill and Jessica, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Riley. And now we'll send it back to Josh with your first alert forecast. Josh, how's it looking?
Yeah, well, the setup for today is very similar to what the setup was on Saturday when the Slide Ranch fire began, as it's going to be very hot out there and the fuels are going to be very dry, which is why we're going with the first alert high impact fire day for today, specifically unfortunately, once again for Kittitas and Yakima counties. And I'll show you some of the data to back this up coming up a little bit later in the show. But first, I want to show you what things are looking like out there this morning as you're headed out the front door. We are in the 40s and 50s for Yakima and Kittitas counties. We're in the 50s for the lower Columbia Basin and also 50s into the foothills of the Blues. So a little bit later today, we are going to be much hotter as opposed to yesterday. We'll end up being about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. So I'm thinking most of the viewing area will end up being in the 90s. And again, that is going to dry out the fuels. I'll tell you just how dry they can be. And also I'll show you some thunderstorm chances in the mix. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now to a crime alert in Yakima. Police are investigating a shooting that left a young man under 18 with life-threatening injuries.
Yakima police say they got multiple calls about gunfire in the parking lot of a pizza place on South 24th Avenue and Nob Hill Boulevard just after 7 o'clock last night. First responders found one person shot and rushed him to Multi-Care Yakima Memorial. Police say the young man was driving when he was hit by the gunfire and crashed into a second vehicle in the parking lot. Police say the suspected shooter is in custody.
Suspected there may be a gang connection to it, but it has not been confirmed.
Police are continuing to investigate, and we will bring you more information as it is made available. A Mabton deputy city clerk has been arrested on suspicion of first-degree theft after police say she stole $22,000 from the city in a fake robbery scheme.
Now, according to court documents, 26-year-old Juliana Morales told authorities she left City Hall to go to the bank last Monday with a deposit bag in hand, and she was getting into her car in the parking lot when a masked man approached and told her to give him everything. And she says he grabbed the bag and her wallet and took off. Police say Morales didn't call 911 for half an hour, and when asked why, she said she was in shock.
However, police believe it was an inside job. Our Emily Goodell was in court yesterday afternoon and has the new details on the investigation coming up in our 6 o'clock hour.
And a follow-up now on a story we first brought to you yesterday. Bail has been set at $150,000 for a 24-year-old Kennewick woman arrested in connection with the fatal crash outside of Selah Friday morning.
According to court documents, Beth Stryver was driving northbound on State Route 821 Friday and attempted to make a left-hand turn into Sundown Ranch. Police say she struck a group of motorcyclists, killing 69-year-old Rodney Aarons and 75-year-old Randy Agnew, and injuring 2 others. Police believe Stryver was intoxicated and say she admitted to drinking alcohol before leaving the Tri-Cities.
I think that if you are released, you present an extraordinarily high danger to the community, given that you are going to become so intoxicated to the point where, of course, 2 people lost their lives.
Stryver is facing charges of vehicular homicide and vehicular assault. Her next court appearance is set for July 9th.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, it's summer, which means your kids and grandkids are getting more screen time than usual.
And too much screen time can have a big impact on their health. When we come back, we have how you can set up a media plan for your kids to use. That's next in your health headlines.
During our Patriot sale, you'll get amazing values.
Like a Sealy Queen mattress for $3.99.
Come to Mattress Depot USA
before our Patriot sale ends.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
It's 1,000 miles from here. Our open southern border is costing us billions and bringing deadly drugs into our communities. The rich are doing just fine, but working families are struggling. I'm Tiffany Smiley, and I approve this message because even though the political establishment told me to wait my turn, I'm running for Congress now to secure the border and lower the cost of living because Washington families can't afford to wait any longer.
Researching childhood vaccines often feels like this.
When T lymphocytes recognize antigens.
They are lying to us. Vaccines are just another plot to make money.
The most important thing parents should know about vaccines is...
Accept my cookies. Sign up for the newsletter. Sorry, you've reached your free article limit.
There's a simpler way to get answers. Visit vaccinesmartwa.org.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $1,950 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos, it's The Educated Cigar. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado, it's The Educated Cigar. For 200 accessories, including dozens of humidors and fine pipes, it's The Educated Cigar. At The Educated Cigar, you can enjoy your favorite adult beverage and food from the on-site bar and restaurant while smoking and viewing the big game. Family owned and operated since 1998, open 7 days a week.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Save now with Hot Buys in Bymart's latest savings book, including saving $50 on a lifetime cruise sit-inside kayak. Bymart, your employee-owned membership store.
At Mattress Depot USA, we realize your top priority is to get a quality mattress at a great price.
And it never hurts to do business with someone local.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Just like millions of Americans across the country, we're in for some very hot temperatures this week. This summer heat comes with some potential health issues, especially for those who have underlying conditions. The American Heart Association is providing some advice on how those with heart disease can safely beat the heat. Here's ABC's Perry Russum.
The American Heart Association finds that extreme heat can be dangerous, if not deadly, for those with heart disease. According to the CDC, 1,200 people die in the U.S. each year from extreme heat. New studies are also predicting that heart disease deaths related to extreme heat may more than double in the next 20 years. Heat triggers inflammation in the body, and alongside dehydration can cause the heart to work harder than it needs to and put it under a lot of stress. Here are some tips on how to beat the heat now that the temperatures are climbing. Avoid the outdoors in the early afternoons when the sun is at its strongest. Wear sunscreen, a hat, and sunglasses when outdoors. Stay hydrated when outdoors and avoid caffeinated or alcoholic beverages. Lastly, seek shade when outside and take breaks as often as possible. With this Medical Minute, I'm Perry Russum.
And with the hotter weather, many kids will be staying indoors, possibly in front of a screen. Wendy Palmer with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Strong for Life program says too much screen time can have a significant impact on health. That's including emotional wellness, less physical activity. It can also disrupt healthy sleep routines and be a barrier to quality time with family and friends. To reduce summer screen time, Palmer says to come up with a family media use plan and even get children in on the planning of it to set limits on screen time. You can designate screen-free spaces in your home, and parents can lead by example.
That can be really challenging for parents too, because we want to stay connected. We might have alerts or notifications going off. So thinking about how do we role model for our kids that I can actually put this device down and engage with them.
According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, the average child spends nearly 8 hours in front of a screen each day. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, a family is suing NASA after a piece of junk from space crashed into their home, damaging it. We have what attorneys are saying this case could lead to. But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth has your first alert full forecast, and he'll let you know what conditions you can expect for today.
Dear Unleashed, no one knows the feeling of freedom quite the way you do. But damned if we don't come really, really close. Let's break the chain. Yours, Tundra.
Right now, you can lease a new 2024 Tundra for just $559 per month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
No matter how he got here, how alone she feels, how they've struggled to support their best friend. What's important is this moment, when they reached out and said, I can't do this alone. And we said, that's okay, we'll figure it out together. If you or a loved one needs support, our trained counselors can help you too. 988, anywhere, anytime.
The pursuit of happiness starts with a good night's sleep.
It's your patriotic right to get fantastic savings on premium quality mattress sets.
We source from local manufacturers to get the finest quality and comfort at the lowest price.
During our Patriot sale, you'll get amazing values.
Like $3.99 for a queen-size Sealy plush mattress.
Or an adjustable bed for $9.99.
To celebrate, come to Mattress Depot USA.
Before our Patriot sale ends.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Audiologist Jennifer Wright is now caring for patients of all ages at Prosser Ear, Nose, and Throat Center. Her services include audiological evaluations, hearing aid fittings, pediatric testing, cochlear implants, and more. The effects of hearing loss can often be minimized with the correct diagnoses and proper treatment. To schedule an appointment with audiologist Jennifer Wright, call Prosser Ear, Nose, and Throat Center at 509-786-5599 today. This is how we care.
Pasco's Grand Ole 4th of July celebration begins Saturday morning, June 29th at 8 a.m. with the family bike ride. July 4th Thursday fun begins at Memorial Park with the Kiwanis Breakfast at 7 and the Grand Ole 4th of July Parade at 10. The Camp Patriot Show and Shine at noon with a cardboard regatta at 1, and the free Grand Ole 4th of July Fireworks Show is at Pasco Sporting Complex at 10 that evening. More activities info at PascoGO4.com. That's PascoGO4.com.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is feeling all right out there this morning with 40s and 50s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. We are in the 50s for the lower Columbia Basin and also the 50s for the foothills of the Blues. Here's your coat cast for the rest of today. Probably just light jacket stuff for this morning, but just like with yesterday, it's going to be more t-shirt weather for the rest of today and even some flip-flops and shorts kind of weather, as we are going to be much balmier as opposed to yesterday, as we'll end up being about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. And that's going to dry out a lot of the fuels that are already pretty dry in Kittitas and Yakima counties, which is why we're going with a first alert high impact fire day for both of those counties for today, as the fire fuel energy is going to be up into the 76th percentile for fire season. So for today, with those above average highs, that means most of us will end up in the 80s and 90s, low 90s for the most part for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, mid 90s for the lower Columbia Basin, and a mixture of 80s and 90s for the foothills of the Blues. Could be a little bit breezy in the foothills of the Blues, winds gusting out of the north upwards of 20 miles per hour. And then for tonight, pretty light winds across the map, very comfortable temperatures, if not milder, compared to what we're experiencing for this morning, with 50s and 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima Valley, 60s for the lower Columbia Basin, and also some 60s for the foothills of the Blues. Let's show you future casts as we head into tomorrow. This is when thunderstorm chances are going to go up just a little bit. This is slowly stepping through the morning, but you can see by 7, 8 o'clock there will be a chance for some thunderstorms to pop up on the map, especially around our mountain ridges. So we'll keep a very close eye on that, especially with the potential of any lightning, but it does look like our fuels are going to be a little bit more relaxed for tomorrow. So we do have this little span of thunderstorm chances in a Wednesday and Thursday, and then another chance that we're looking at for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It looks like Sunday starting to run away with this little area right here, just in terms of which day is going to have the best thunderstorm coverage. In terms of temperatures, you can see we'll be just about as hot for Wednesday, if not a smidge cooler, much cooler by Thursday, and then up we go again. We'll continue to heat things up as we head into the weekend. Here is a 7-day forecast for the Cascades. We'll be looking at big thunderstorm chances for Wednesday and Thursday, and again, Sunday is sort of starting to separate itself from the pack, so we'll track some thunderstorm chances then as well. For the Kittitas Valley, a first alert high impact fire day for today, and then we'll track the winds really picking up for Wednesday and Thursday. For the Yakima Valley, also a first alert high impact fire day for today, then some thunderstorm chances for Wednesday, and then looking much cooler, near sunny and 75 for Thursday. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, much cooler in a Thursday, and then turning hotter again as we head into this weekend. Then for the foothills of the Blues, down into the mid-70s by Thursday. So again, some of that sunny and 75 weather, or at least partly cloudy and 75. That'll feel pretty nice. And then for the Blue Mountains, we'll have equal thunderstorm chances for Wednesday and Thursday, but much better chances slated for Sunday.
Thank you, Josh. And we're going to look at some space news now. So NASA called off its latest spacewalk because of a water leak inside one of the astronauts' spacesuits. This happened yesterday just as they were transitioning to battery power right before they were to exit the International Space Station to do some maintenance. A water leak was discovered in the cooling unit of one of the suits. The 6.5-hour spacewalk was planned to remove a faulty electronics box from a communications antenna. NASA says the crew was not in danger at any point. They're hoping to do another spacewalk on July 2nd before Boeing's Starliner is given the approval to undock and depart. And there's no word whether the setback will further delay the astronauts' return home. And now to a Florida family that's suing NASA after a piece of space junk crashed into their home in March. The homeowner says this metal object caused damage, and he says he was grateful that nobody was hurt. NASA previously confirmed the object was hardware from the International Space Station. It should have burned up upon re-entry well before making its way into the Naples home. The lawsuit claims the home was damaged and the family endured emotional and mental distress. The Washington Post reports the family is seeking $80,000. Their attorneys say this case could open doors for claims against damages from incoming space junk in the future. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, the Florida Panthers made history last night, winning their first Stanley Cup title. We look at the funny comment the Panthers coach made after holding the Stanley Cup for the first time. That and more coming up in your entertainment headlines.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. Find yours with Ford F-150. Gas, hybrid, or all electric.
Just announced. Low 1.9% APR financing for 72 months on a 2023 Ford F-150 or F-150 Lightning.
If you're injured on the job, you need an experienced workers' comp attorney.
Workers' compensation is complex. It has its own laws, doctors, courts, and judges.
For years as an assistant attorney general, I represented labor and industries. Now, I fight for injured workers.
If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411. Bothwell and Hamill.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month. Call 1-833-376-4999.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too. Call now.
Listen up. I devised a plan to find better home internet, guys. Madison, you scout the web for the best deals. Peggy, you monitor our projected data usage. And Ellen...
Avoid that hassle and go with U.S. Cellular Home Internet. No more guesswork, and it is faster than ever.
All right, new plan. You sign us up for U.S. Cellular Home Internet. Clipper and I will try it out by streaming the game in our new sports theater.
Is that a grill?
And a hot tub for you.
U.S. Cellular new and improved home internet. Just $34.99 when bundled with a wireless plan.
Welcome to Beaver Valley Lodge, your rustic lodging and event venue in the beautiful Leavenworth, Washington.
Experience the great outdoors and enjoy the beauty of the mountains as you stay with us on our 50 acres in the Cascade Foothills. Whether you're joining us for a wedding, retreat, vacation, or family reunion, we're here to make your stay unforgettable. We make it our goal for you to come as a guest, but leave as a friend. Book your stay today at beavervalleylodge.com.
Did you know Ustria Health has 3 full-time board-certified orthopedic surgeons? Pain in your hands, knees, hips, or shoulders can reduce your quality of life. Orthopedic doctors repair bone, joint, ligament, and tendon injuries, which can relieve debilitating pain. Our surgeons treat tendinitis and carpal tunnel, repair broken bones and fractures, and replace painful, worn-out joints, putting you back in motion. Ustria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. Find yours with Ford F-150. Gas, hybrid, or all-electric.
Just announced. Low 1.9% APR financing for 72 months on a 2023 Ford F-150 or F-150 Lightning.
Benton County's opinion on the proposed Horse Heaven Hills Wind project Wednesday after the NBA draft.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. So history was made last night as the Florida Panthers won their first Stanley Cup title.
Okay, so this is huge for Panthers fans, but it was a little sad for me because I was cheering for my Canadian team, the Edmonton Oilers. But the Panthers held them off to beat the Oilers 2-1 in Game 7 in Florida.
Everything was on the line for the season finale. The Panthers had raced into a 3-game lead in the series and were just one victory from the franchise's first championship. But then the Oilers won the next 3 games to tie up the series 3-3.
Such a close championship, but the Panthers got to hold that trophy. And here's what Coach Paul Maurice had to say after hoisting the Stanley Cup for the first time.
I have been in the gym a long time. So there was a slight moment when I'm hanging on and going, am I going to be able to get this thing over my shoulders, right? Because they're all beat up. Anyway, it was heavier than I thought.
Heavier than I thought.
Heavier than he thought. He needs to hit the gym like his players.
I don't know how they hoist it up to drink out of the Stanley Cup. I don't know. Seems a little too heavy.
We got to hit the gym. They got to hit the gym. Everybody needs to hit the gym. Well, this next story, Jill and I are both excited for. Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis are currently filming for Freaky Friday 2.
Yes, they are reprising their roles of mother and daughter Anna and Tess Coleman. Producers are keeping details about the plot mostly under wraps, but Disney did reveal some things about the sequel, saying the movie picks up years after the first one, where Lindsay Lohan's character has a daughter of her own and a soon-to-be stepdaughter.
I cannot wait for this. So Freaky Friday 2 is scheduled for a 2025 release. And get this, Chad Michael Murray, who was in the first movie and was all the rage when we were younger, will also be in the sequel.
That's very exciting. And I love seeing everything that Lindsay Lohan is doing now. She's really having a big comeback.
I'm so proud of her.
And a new mom. And
I know. I can't wait. It's going to be a good movie. I've been waiting since it first came out.
You've been anticipating this sequel?
Yeah, I thought there'd be a sequel like ages ago, but about time. Same for Princess Diaries. They're making a sequel to that too. Princess Diaries 3. Yep.
Okay. Exciting.
Exactly. Well, coming up on Good Morning Northwest, the years-long legal battle between the Department of Justice and WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is reportedly coming to a close. We have the details.
And with drought conditions getting worse, the Kennewick Irrigation District is switching over to a mandatory watering schedule. We have when this starts in just a few minutes, but first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the music industry is clashing with AI. Universal, Warner, and Sony music groups have sued AI startups Suno and Udio for allegedly using copyrighted recordings without permission. The suits are seeking $150,000 per song. Next, Google is making its Gemini AI available to teen students in over 100 countries. This update allows students 13 and older to use the AI chatbot with added protections. The service is free for educational institutions using Google Workspace for education accounts. Finally, YouTube is making your listening experience smoother. The new Stable Volume feature on Android and Google TVs automatically adjusts sound levels for consistent audio. This means no more sudden loud or quiet moments while watching videos. TVs sold with this feature sound like a deal you can't turn down. Those are your Tech Bites.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. Like 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. Experience it all on America's largest and fastest 5G network. At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of unlimited for only $30 a line. Switch today.
You are bountiful. Your hair can grow 590 miles over your lifetime. It's in your nature to grow. Grow thicker, fuller hair with 1 capsule a day of Advanced Hair Complex. Nature's bounty. It's in your nature.
Febreze. Hi, I use Febreze Fade Defy Plug.
And I use this.
Febreze has a microchip to control scent release so it smells first day fresh for 50 days.
50 days?
And its refill reminder light means I'll never miss a day of freshness. Febreze Plug.
Right now, Good Morning Northwest, the city of Yakima is narrowing down the search for a new city manager. We have the 3 finalists who are being considered.
The years-long legal battle between the Department of Justice and the WikiLeaks founder is reportedly coming to a close. Details coming up.
And if you're a veteran or military spouse looking to advance your career, we have information on a workshop where you can get help.
Yesterday was a seasonal day for late June, but today is going to feel more so like July. I'll tell you what that means coming up.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Tuesday, June 25th. And did you enjoy the heat yesterday, Jessica?
I did not. No.
No.
It's a little too hot.
A little too hot. I do agree.
I'm used to the heat, but it's still a little too hot for me, and I think it's only getting hotter.
Yes.
We'll check in right away now on your forecast with our Chief Meteorologist, Josh Colbreth.
And Josh, you've been tracking high fire danger in our region. Why are we seeing an increase today?
Well, it's because the temperatures are going to peak today. They're going to be their hottest probably all week, which means that the fuels are really going to be stressed out for today. But first, temperatures this morning feeling A-OK out there. 40s and 50s for the Yakima and Kittitas valleys. We're in the 50s for the lower Columbia Basin and also 50s up into the foothills of the Blues. So I'm thinking most of us probably just need a light jacket for this morning, but it's going to be a lot of t-shirt weather a little bit later today. We're going to be around sunny and 75 as soon as 10 this morning in the Tri-Cities. And then by the time we get to the peak of daytime heating, we should be up into the mid-90s. So for today, more sunshine. Will be about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year, which is why it's going to end up feeling like July. So yeah, just a day where if you're going to be outside for an extended period of time, be sure to lather up with the sunscreen and to pack the water. And again, our fuels are going to be really stressed out by this. I'll show you some data to back that up coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. The city of Yakima says it has narrowed down the search for a new city manager to 3 finalists. Vicki Baker, who is the deputy director of the Yakima Valley Conference of Governments, Mike Gonzalez, who recently announced plans to step down as Franklin County administrator, and Richard Marsh Jr., who is the town manager for Welton, Arizona.
All 3 candidates are scheduled to take part in a meet and greet at the Yakima Convention Center, and that's next Monday evening, followed by an interview session with City Council on Tuesday. In a follow-up now, the Kennewick Irrigation District will be switching over to a mandatory watering schedule. This starts July 7th, and that's less than 2 weeks from now.
The KID says drought conditions are getting worse, forcing them to go from a voluntary schedule to mandatory. You'll be allowed to water for 20 minutes per zone on different days based on where you live. You can find more information about the schedule, which becomes mandatory on July 7th, up on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. And Riley Fitzgerald will bring us an extended story on the mandatory watering schedule tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest.
In developing news, the years-long legal battle between the Department of Justice and WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is said to be coming to a close.
According to newly released court documents, Assange has agreed to plead guilty to his single charge under the Espionage Act. In exchange, he will avoid prison time. ABC's Perry Russum has more.
After more than a decade of evading the U.S. Department of Justice, in just a matter of days, Julian Assange is expected to be a free man. According to court documents unsealed last night, the WikiLeaks founder, now 52 years old, will plead guilty to a single felony count under the U.S.'s Espionage Act. In exchange, he'll be sentenced to time served after spending the last 5 years in a British prison fighting extradition.
The cost to Julian, of course, has been to be deprived of freedom for all these years in the battle for journalistic freedom.
WikiLeaks releasing this video of Assange said to be boarding a flight out of London after the deal with the DOJ was made. Federal prosecutors accuse Assange of publishing secret military documents and videos from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan with the help of Chelsea Manning, who at the time was an Army intelligence analyst.
In our release of these 400,000 documents about the Iraq War, the intimate detail of that war from the US perspective, we hope to correct some of that attack on the truth.
Assange's run from prosecution included years of hiding in Ecuador's embassy in London, his wife speaking outside prison before his release.
What starts now with Julian's freedom is a new chapter.
The Australian is a polarizing global figure.
I don't think you can go around publishing very, very confidential information and expect to get away with it.
We all deserve to know the truth about what goes on in this world, and I think he was very brave.
The plea deal still has to be approved by a judge, and the court date is tomorrow. And coming up this week, the Tri-Cities Regional Chamber of Commerce is hosting an event to help promote diversity and inclusivity in the workplace.
Tri-Cities Diversity Summit is set for this Wednesday at the Three Rivers Convention Center. The half-day event provides information and resources for organizations to bring lasting change back to the workplace.
The event takes place from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Online registration for the event is closed, but you can call 509-736-0510 for availability.
If you're a veteran or military spouse looking to advance your career, the Benton Franklin Workforce Development Council is hosting a workshop for just that. It will be held on Wednesday, June 26th from 10 to 11:30 a.m. at WorkSource Columbia Basin in Kennewick.
Attendees will learn how to translate their military education, training, and skills into a civilian career. They'll also get resume and interview tips. You can reserve your seat at worksourcewa.com or by calling 509-734-5900, option 7. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, families of people who died in Boeing's 2018 and 2019 crashes are taking legal action of their own.
This while federal prosecutors are urging the Justice Department to file criminal charges against the Washington-based company. We've got the story coming up in your business headlines.
You're gonna need a new bumper.
Did you say burger? Guac?
Teriyaki sauce, burger, pineapple, cheese, burger, pineapple, cheese, teriyaki.
Brace yourself, the new teriyaki burger, only at Carl's Jr.
Hey, burger!
Good burger.
It's the music event of summer, CMA Fest. With performances by Lainey Wilson, Luke Bryan, Kelsey Ballerini, and collaborations you can't miss.
What's up, CMA Fest?
CMA Fest, tonight, 8/7 Central on ABC.
At Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, we've got you covered. We offer a variety of buildings and sheds that come with a 5-year limited warranty, free delivery, and setup. Whether you're ready to custom create your space or just need extra storage, we're here to help every step of the way. All in-stock buildings can be delivered within 7 to 10 days and custom builds in 3 to 4 weeks. So what are you waiting for? Find your perfect building or shed today with Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds in West Richland.
Visit us at our new urban wine bar in historic downtown Kennewick. Choose from a variety of wines and food from our expanded menu. Enjoy time with friends old and new. After hours with riverfront views from our shaded patio, we are Murray Gaston Wine Bar.
For 600 different cigars and 120 fine pipe tobaccos, it's The Educated Cigar. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado, it's The Educated Cigar. For 200 accessories, including dozens of humidors and fine pipes, it's The Educated Cigar. At The Educated Cigar, you can enjoy your favorite adult beverage and food from the on-site bar and restaurant while smoking and viewing the big game. Family owned and operated since 1998, open 7 days a week.
Researching childhood vaccines often feels like this.
When T lymphocytes recognize antigens.
They are lying to us. Vaccines are just another plot to make money.
The most important thing parents should know about vaccines is...
Accept my cookies. Sign up for the newsletter. Sorry, you've reached your free article limit.
there's a simpler way to get answers. Visit vaccinesmartwa.org.
Nutrish Whole Health Blend for happy, healthy dogs.
Oh, I'm a stick made out of stick.
Nutrish Whole Health Blend for balanced energy, active mind, and immune support. Helping dogs dog healthy.
What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable raccoon? Attack.
Bark!
Attack! It's not easy taking out the trash. That's why you need strength that's anything but ordinary.
Hefty, hefty, hefty. Is that Carl's Jr.'s 2 for $6 double take deal? I get 2 charcoal, cheesy, juicy, crunchy, melty, spicy choices for $6? I need to do a double take. 2 irresistible items, $6. Only at Carl's Jr.
Big burger! Get burger.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Federal prosecutors are urging the Justice Department to file criminal charges against Washington-based aerospace company Boeing.
Meanwhile, families of people who died in the company's 2018 and 2019 crashes are taking new legal action of their own. Amy Kiley has the update.
You have to hold them accountable in order to make a safety culture.
Federal prosecutors are asking the Justice Department to criminally prosecute Boeing as families of crash victims take their own action in court. In a motion yesterday, they ask a federal judge to appoint an independent monitor for Boeing. It's a renewed request in light of recent safety concerns.
And what we've been asking for the whole time is for no third crash.
Meanwhile, pressure is growing for the DOJ to file criminal charges against Boeing. Federal prosecutors are recommending that step for alleged 737 MAX safety issues.
The company always says, you know, all our products meet or exceed all safety standards. That's not true.
This whistleblower says he thinks prosecution is the right call.
There was several individuals that made very conscious decisions. They knew what they were doing. They knew they were taking risks.
The Justice Department is still deciding about charges, according to a source familiar with the matter. Its own investigation is ongoing, but the department does say Boeing likely violated terms of a deferred prosecution agreement from 2021. Boeing denies that and says it's improving its approaches to company culture and safety.
We understand the gravity, and we're committed to moving forward with transparency and accountability.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, across the country, torrential rain has led to dangerous flooding. That's being blamed for at least 2 deaths. And even more severe weather is hitting the upper Midwest. We take a look coming up.
But first, our weather locally with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He has all the details in his first alert full forecast. Keep it right here.
Benton County's opinion on the proposed Horse Heaven Hills Wind project Wednesday after the NBA draft.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
The Honda you want is here. Get a great offer on the stylish HR-V or the Civic. Which car and driver called fun to drive? There's never been a better time to drive in the moment with Honda. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
Okay, everyone, our mission is to provide complete balanced nutrition for strength and energy.
Ensure with 27 vitamins and minerals, nutrients for immune health, and Ensure Complete with 30 grams of protein.
With the latest looks arriving monthly, there's always something new to love at Furniture Row, like the Krisha Sleeper Sectional. Boasting luxurious comfort, several layouts, and 2 colors, the Krisha elevates any home with stylish practicality. Or dine on the Traverse City with a weathered chestnut finish and book-matched pattern. This rustic contemporary set is great for gatherings of any size. And for your bedroom, the Levita features a cool natural look with simulated live-edge cuts and a casual contemporary appeal. Find these fresh new looks and more now at Furniture Row.
It's Men's Health Awareness Month. Take charge of your health with regular checkups and know the risks for your age, ethnicity, and lifestyle. More at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
No matter how he got here,
how alone she feels, how they've struggled to support their best friend. What's important is this moment, when they reached out and said, "I can't do this alone." And we said, "That's okay, we'll figure it out together." If you or a loved one needs support, our trained counselors can help you too. 988, anywhere, anytime.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is one for you. Call 853-2222.
It's the music event of summer, CMA Fest. With superstar performances by Lainey Wilson, Luke Bryan, Kelsey Ballerini, Keith Urban, Thomas Rhett, Shabuzi, Cody Johnson, and more. Plus epic collaborations you can't miss. Hosted by Jelly Roll and Ashley McBride.
What's up, CMA Fest?
CMA Fest, tonight, 8/7 Central on ABC, and stream next day on Hulu.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live, beautiful look at the river. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. It's 52 degrees right now in the Tri-Cities, and that's on par for a lot of different areas that we're tracking for this morning. 40s and 50s for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys. We're, of course, also in the 50s in the lower Columbia Basin and middle to upper 50s right now in the foothills of the Blues. A little bit later today, it is going to be very hot for this time of the year. That means that our fire fuels are going to be stressed out. Our fire fuel energy is going to be up into the 76th percentile for fire season, which is why we're going with a first alert high impact fire day for both Kittitas and Yakima County. So please be on your P's and Q's when it comes to fire safety out that way. So for today, again, it's going to be hot. We'll be about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. Plenty of sunshine out there, and it's going to feel even hotter if you're standing in the direct sunshine. We'll be in the 80s and 90s for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys. We'll be in the middle 90s for the lower Columbia Basin, and a mixture of 80s and 90s for the foothills of the Blues. Winds should be light for the most part, except they could gust out of the north upwards of 20 miles per hour for the foothills of the Blues. And then for tonight, those winds should calm down. Skies will be clear. Overnight lows will be much milder as opposed to this morning, with 50s and 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys. Will be in the 60s for the lower Columbia Basin and mostly 60s for the foothills of the Blues. Now let's show you the storm system that we're tracking as we head in a Wednesday morning. I think calling it a storm system is being pretty generous. It will be this little impulse of moisture, and I clicked through that a little too fast, but this little impulse of moisture that we could see into Wednesday morning that could bring some showers, maybe even some thunderstorms, especially along some of our mountain ranges. So that would mainly be a morning ordeal, but as we head into the afternoon, I'm thinking a lot of that should clear up. Thunderstorm chances are going to be pretty equally split between Wednesday and Thursday, pretty low in chances. And now it's looking like Sunday is starting to separate itself from the rest of the pack between Saturday and Monday in terms of being the day that has the biggest chance of some thunderstorms. So we'll continue to keep tabs on that very closely, especially when it comes to the potential of fire starts. In terms of temperatures, we'll be just a smidge cooler for Wednesday, still above average, much cooler by Thursday, and then we start to heat things up again into this weekend as the temperature roller coaster continues doing its thing. Here is a 7-day forecast for the Cascades. We'll have big thunderstorm chances for Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And then for the Kittitas Valley, a first alert high impact fire day for today, and then we'll track the winds really picking up for Wednesday and Thursday. For the Yakima Valley, also a first alert high impact fire day for today, and then we'll be a bit breezier for Wednesday and Thursday. Cooling off, we'll be down into the mid 70s for Thursday, and then for the lower Columbia Basin, we'll be down to around 80 degrees for Thursday, which will place us at about 5 degrees below average for this time of the year. Then for the foothills of the Blues, also down into the mid 70s by Thursday, hotter into this weekend. And then for the Blue Mountains, equal thunderstorm chances for Wednesday and Thursday, but better chances slated for Sunday.
Thank you, Josh. And we look at weather across the country now. A flooding emergency is gripping the upper Midwest. Recent rain has led to dangerous flooding that's now blamed for at least 2 deaths in South Dakota and Iowa.
Meanwhile, officials in southern Minnesota are keeping a close eye on a dam that's said to be in imminent failure condition. ABC's Lionel Moise reports.
This morning, record-breaking floods are threatening to burst the Rapidan Dam in the upper Midwest. Officials warning families near Mankato, Minnesota, along the Blue Earth River to be ready to evacuate. Storms dumped nearly 18 inches of rain, engulfing neighborhoods, leaving structures barely hanging on.
It's been a very long night. Yeah, now the threat of our house, my family house, where I grew up, is threatened by the force of Mother Nature, the water, and you're not stopping Mother Nature.
Rain and debris like trees falling and metal from a destroyed energy substation are straining conditions. Officials are now warning the dam is in imminent failure condition. This video shows the remnants after flooding caused a rail bridge connecting Iowa and South Dakota to partially collapse.
This railway bridge ripped apart by that raging river. You see the gushing water. Officials say it crested at 45 feet. That's historic levels, forcing many that live nearby to evacuate.
Barriers were built to withstand just 46 feet. Overnight, President Biden declaring a major disaster in Iowa, unlocking federal funds for cleanup and recovery efforts. This as high temperatures persist nationwide with excessive heat warnings in the west and triple digits in parts of the south. In Raleigh, North Carolina, one ice company has had to ramp up production and hire more drivers to meet demand as people try to stay cool.
We normally have this full. As you can see, that the weekend we've done is quite a bit of business this weekend.
As for the Rapid Dam, officials still don't know if the dam will totally fail or if it'll be able to withstand the strain of the rain and debris. And there's a flash flood warning still in place today.
We turn now to new research into wildfires. A study by the University of Tasmania used data from NASA satellites to show fires are happening more often and they're more intense than they were 2 decades ago. Researchers say in the western U.S. and Canada, extreme fire events increased 11-fold from 6 such fires in 2003 to 67 in 2023.
When we come back on Good Morning Northwest, a teen who's battled severe medical issues since she was 9 years old recently had her dream come true.
Her dream of getting to meet her idol, a famous comedian. The heartwarming story coming up in just a few minutes.
You know, there's no such thing as a minor fender bender when you're on a motorcycle. When motorcyclists get in an accident, they get hurt. So if someone else's carelessness has caused your luck to run out, get some legal help. Find out what your rights are under the law.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction. Some bath remodels just cover up water damage. Fact. Bathfitter inspects and cleans your current tub area, and we make any necessary repairs before installing our product for a watertight fit. Bathfitter installations are built to last, with a lifetime warranty to fit your expectations. Get the bath that fits you. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
At the Pacific Clinic, we understand the juggle of parenthood. That's why the PC is your one-stop shop for all your health, sports, and medical needs. Schedule your appointments around your favorite group fitness classes and use our on-site childcare services.
From women's health to care for your little ones, we practice a comprehensive approach to keep your family feeling great.
With our quick and convenient scheduling, we'll get you in within the same week, often the next day. Call us today at 509-783-5465.
Is that your new Nissan Sentra?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning, I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. When Dave, the sales guy, is like, "You're gonna love this." He shows me the Sport Tune suspension and says it's rated a best value 2024 new car on cars.com. Dave says, "These cars are going fast." I knew I had to have that Sentra.
Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000, like Sentra, with 3.9% financing for 36 months.
For 600 different cigars and 120 fine pipe tobaccos, it's The Educated Cigar. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado, it's The Educated Cigar. For 200 accessories, including dozens of humidors and fine pipes, it's The Educated Cigar. At The Educated Cigar, you can enjoy your favorite adult beverage and food from the on-site bar and restaurant while smoking and viewing the big game. Family owned and operated since 1998, open 7 days a week.
Celebrate Independence Day the Tri-Cities way. The River of Fire Festival is back Thursday, July 4th. It's a blast with something for everyone. Free admission and free parking. Kids Zone, Food Truck Alley, plus live music on 2 stages. Park entrance closes at 9 p.m. and the legendary River of Fire fireworks show starts at 10. The River of Fire, presented by Giza Credit Union and these sponsors. The annual River of Fire 2024, Thursday, July 4th.
Congratulations if you finished something this spring, like high school, college, graduate school. Maybe you finished your working career. Maybe you finished a project and you have a new toy. Make it a good summer and be careful.
Call 735-0546. They're waiting to help you.
Benton County's view on a proposed massive wind project Wednesday after the draft.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's get close to home now as we start off in Kittitas County. Temperatures in the 40s and even some 60s down there at the base of Kittitas County, down in some of the lower terrain. But I think most of us do need a light jacket for this morning, and I'll definitely say that a lot more throughout the course of this close to home forecast. 50s throughout the Yakima Valley right now, low 50s down towards Sunnyside and Grandview, a little bit warmer up towards Union Gap and Yakima. Then for Benton County, we're seeing temperatures mostly in the 50s. The same thing with most of Franklin County. And then into the foothills of the Blues, we're also tracking 50s and 60s.
Thank you, Josh. And check this out now. A teen who's battled severe medical issues since she was 9 years old had her dream come true in Jacksonville, Florida.
She got to meet her idol, a famous comedian, and the teen plans to use this meeting to motivate herself to keep moving forward. Take a look.
17-year-old Brayla Clark was working out some nerves as she waited to meet her idol. And after a few minutes went by, the anticipation was over.
Hello. Hello. Oh my God.
Brayla got to meet comedian Tiffany Haddish and even hug her. This meeting happening for over 15 minutes, with Haddish giving the teen some advice and tips, but telling them in a funny way, as only a comedian could.
Because sometimes you work with people you can't trust. They lie to you. They say, oh, this ain't gonna be in there, but then it's in there.
And after this was all done, I had to know.
How do you feel?
I don't know, like, do I cry tears of joy, like, just be happy, like, I don't know.
This was all made reality with the help of Dreams Come True, an organization helping kids with cancer or other life-threatening illnesses every year. Brayla wanted to meet Haddish because she says she helped her through some hard times. When Brayla was in elementary school, her mom, Tequila, says an MRI found a tumor on her child's brain. In 2022, she had to have that tumor removed because it grew. The mom says after the surgery, the teen needed help walking. She still has some medical issues, but Brayla doesn't let that stop her.
It's still a journey. We're still going through it.
A journey which made today even more special. Also helpful in making the interaction between Haddish and the teen were the people who were putting on a Florida Black Excellence Fest, where the comedian was speaking.
When I read what Brayla was going through and the fact that my daughter also suffered from a seizure condition, I really wanted her to have the opportunity to connect with the person who gave her inspiration to keep going.
And Brayla says after meeting Haddish, she's inspired to continue to do her best.
It felt good, like, seeing her and seeing how I am is like, I can work with her. Like, being able to laugh, talk, ask questions, not, this build up my comfort, like knowing, okay,